Every year, millions of animals around the world end up in shelters, abandoned, and without homes. In the Philippines, overbreeding has become a significant contributor to this crisis. According to the AES, overbreeding involves breeding an animal more than its body can safely handle. Driven by profit, unethical breeding practices focus on producing large quantities of animals with little regard for their welfare, leading to overcrowded shelters and a rising population of homeless pets. This isn't just a shelter issue. It highlights a societal failure to address the well-being of animals and the responsibilities of pet ownership.
To better understand the health consequences of overbreeding, we spoke with Dr. Guillermo, a local veterinarian with years of experience in animal welfare.
How does overbreeding affect the genetic diversity and quality of animal population?
That's a very good point, and we saw this a lot in Dalmatians. Once upon a time, they were very, very popular. And dogs that should be very big, let's say the Doberman, the German Shepherd, they get smaller and smaller. Even the Great Danes here are not so great; they're much smaller.
Yeah.
So that's what happens when the genetic pool is not very big and they're overbred.
So, what are some ethical concerns related to overbreeding practices?
Where do we begin? One, you have to think about the mama. I'm not going to use the medical term because it's not proper, but yes, the dam. It's very taxing on them, so they tend to get very, very thin. They have very big conformity problems, so they become very thin, they become very, their hair falls, their skin gets very dull. There are so many ethical problems. So people that breed very young and then breed only up to a certain age, and then they want the pet anymore because they can't be bred. So it's another problem that comes up for breeders that only want for breeding. Thankfully, it's becoming less and less. So there are a lot of people that are becoming responsible breeders.
How can responsible breeding practices promote the welfare of animals and prevent overpopulation?
One, you have to decide if you really want to breed your pet, because the responsibility is not only yours. Okay, you have to be responsible for where your pet's offspring goes to. You want them to go to a good home. You want them to have a good life. So it's something that we need to consider. It's not only, it's a lifelong commitment. It's a lifelong commitment to that.
Dr. Guillermo's insights reveal the profound health consequences of overbreeding. From genetic disorders to physical exhaustion, the impacts are devastating, particularly for mother animals subjected to repeated litters with little recovery time. These unethical practices not only harm the animals physically, but also perpetuate a cycle of neglect that burdens shelters and highlights the urgent need for stricter regulations and public awareness. Dr. Guillermo also emphasized the importance of spaying and neutering pets as a vital solution to overpopulation. However, a survey conducted at Singapore School Cebu revealed that only 41.9% of students had their pets spayed or neutered, and just 22.5% understood its significance. This disconnect underscores the need for greater education and advocacy around responsible pet ownership.
Addressing the problem begins with increasing public awareness. Communities have initiated efforts to promote adoption over buying from breeders, with campaigns and events that emphasize the importance of choosing shelter animals. Creative fundraising efforts like charity runs, bake sales, and adoption fairs help educate the public on the benefits of adoption and discourage the demand for overbred animals.
In addition to raising awareness, the government needs to enforce stricter regulations on breeders, ensuring higher standards of care. Mandatory spaying and neutering programs could help reduce overpopulation, as seen in successful programs in Singapore and Thailand. Organizations such as PAWS continue to advocate for these changes, but lasting impact requires community support. By donating, volunteering, or even just spreading awareness, individuals can help organizations like PAWS protect animals and reduce the demand for irresponsibly bred pets.
To conclude,
Overbreeding is a serious issue that perpetuates a cycle of animal suffering and homelessness. By promoting adoption, supporting community initiatives, and pushing for regulatory reforms, we can work towards a future where every animal is valued, protected, and safe. Together, we can create a change that reduces the suffering of countless animals across the Philippines.